Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, the man I prefer to call the Durwin. That's not even how it starts. I don't.
Babysitter.
The babysitter. Actually, you are the baby whisperer. Yeah, sorry guys, I butchered the intro, but welcome back. We are live, and we are here to talk about all the news in the video game world that happened this week. And this week, we got another special episode. 2 episodes this week, because we are going to have our reckoning for Game Awards nominations. The nominees are out. We're going to see how well we did. And we'll see who the real Nostradamus here is on the cast.
We'll see who crashes out because Arc Raiders didn't get nominated.
When I was looking at the nominees, I'm going to jump the gun a little bit here, but I was looking at Content Creator of the Year, and that esports, I don't know, was it Street Fighter or Tekken? The dude that crashed out back in like June or whatever from this year from Evo, he should be Content Creator of the Year. I'm just saying, and he's not on the list. The guy who goes like this, remember that?
Yeah. The most memeable moment of 2025.
I think that moment sets him for the greatest content creator of the year anyway, regardless.
You're right.
But,
you're right.
That's not what we're going to talk about this episode. This is going to be our standard, all about the news that happened this week. And maybe, if we have some time, a little bit of what we've been playing. So let's get right into it, Durwin. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Well, okay. Last week we talked about how things were not looking good for Ubisoft. They canceled their their quarterly review. They were supposed to put it out 15 minutes before they put it out. They delayed it indefinitely in their and they didn't comment really about what was going on. Turns out, brother, Ubisoft's okay. They're not being acquired. There's nothing crazy happening. And rather, as I suggested, it was just an accounting issue, according to them. And actually, the
revenue this year
half for 2026 is actually above their expectations. So they're doing really good, man. I think it has something to do with how well Assassin's Creed Shadows,
it must have been,
has actually sold. I think it did a lot better than they even expected. They were really banking on that game last year, so they delayed it to this year. Obviously, this is all in the wake with the creation of Vantage Studios. That is going to be the the Tencent subsidiary or whatever?
Yeah, like the Tencent collaborated or whatever. Yeah.
So they're looking okay, honestly. So if you were banking on Ubisoft announcing their closure or their acquisition, it is nothing of the sort. Kind of, they're like literally 20% year over year in the last 6 months. Their digital revenue is 30% year over year in the last 6 months, which is crazy. I mean, whatever. Apparently, they're making a lot of money from their back catalog too, 50% year over year.
I was just taking a peek at their stock prices. It looks like it has finally bounced back as well. So I think earlier this year they were down to $6 or €6, and they're now bouncing back to 7. So looks like they are on the swing. We'll see.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing okay. But in light of all this, we got some exclusive news that have, well, it's not our exclusive news. It's exclusive from Insider Gaming. Yeah, I worded that properly. It's not our exclusive news. No, we didn't figure this out, folks.
We wish.
I am reporting from Grant Taylor Hill from Insider Gaming. Both these articles are titled Exclusive. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake set to launch before March 31st. They've kind of put this all together from from this actual earnings call, whereby for the 2026 kind of half of the financial year, which goes up to March 31st, 2026. They had a list of games that they were expecting before the end of the fiscal year, and they had like a lineup of them: Anno, Pax Romana, which is out; Assassin's Creed Mirage Valley of Memory, which has just released as a DLC; the Avatar DLC; Rainbow Six Mobile, which I didn't really realize they released; Tom Clancy's The Division something. This looks like it's another DLC. But there's two interesting games here. One of them wasn't announced titles on this earning call. One of them was an unannounced title. The announced title is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, reportedly coming very early in 2026, mid-January, according to this report from Insider Gaming. And we're going to see it at the Game Awards. This is the notorious Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake that we first saw in 2021, being developed by an India studio. And then it didn't look really good when it first showed, and basically Ubisoft scrapped everything and took it back to the original studio, Ubisoft Montreal, that worked on the original Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. And the unannounced title is reportedly the heavily rumored Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, coming before the end of the fiscal year, so March 31st, 2026. So interesting stuff for the first half of the year for Ubisoft for sure.
I think Sands of Time will sell really well. I'm pretty excited to get back into that.
Did you play Prince of Persia: Sands of Time back on the PS2?
I sure did. Oh, I actually played on PC. So really? That was like one of my first like introduction to AAA games. It's one of the first ones because I picked it up on like a sale. I think it was either Orange Box or this. That was like one of my first PC games, along with Need for Speed Carbon.
Nice. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time was one of my first PlayStation 2 games, actually. Yeah, when I got a PS2 the first time, it was one of the games that my dad bought for me when we picked up a PS2. So I have a very this game lives like has a special place in my heart. The nostalgia for this is people's Mario 64 for me. You know what I mean? So yes. I am really excited to get back into this. And now that it's gone back to Ubisoft Montreal, I really want to see what they're going to create. I loved this game growing up. It is like definitely formative for like my video game, like whole kind of hobby. And it might be like one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. So yeah, I'm excited for this one for sure. January, really soon, if it's true, if this report is to be believed. Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. How do you feel about that, Durwin?
I'm impartial to it. I'm not a big fan of the Assassin's Creed, but you are, though.
Yes, except with a big caveat. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag is arguably the fan favorite. It is probably the most beloved Assassin's Creed there is. It is not that high on the list for me. And I find its love is mostly rooted in the kind of the casual Assassin's Creed player who didn't really care about all the whole like deeper, real world side story that was going on and all the conspiracy and whatnot. For them, Black Flag's the greatest. But I think for Assassin's Creed sickos, I think most of us would agree that the Ezio era, the trilogy, especially
the original 3,
Brotherhood would be the goaties.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have very fond memories of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I didn't like its protagonist, Edward Kenway. He's very one-dimensional, which is, in his defense, frankly, every single Assassin's Creed character, save a handful, like maybe Ezio himself, I would argue, has a little bit more depth. Shay Cormac from the game that you actually play as a Templar, Assassin's Creed Rogue, was an interesting character, I thought. One of the Fry twins, the girl, was a little bit more interesting than the guy from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I think Bayek was a good protagonist. I think Cassandra was a great protagonist from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But yeah, I wouldn't rank Edward Kenway up there, quite frankly. I don't think he's that interesting a protagonist. And I, of course, did the thing where I had like read up on all like Golden Age piracy before the game originally came out. And the game is honestly like freaking copy and paste. Like they threw this Edward Kenway guy into the story of these pirates. That was already pretty clear cut. Like the Captain Blackbeard, Captain Morgan. I can't remember all these pirates now, Braithwaite, but all of these pirates, famous pirates from the Golden Age of piracy in the Caribbean. Their way their like stories spell out in the game is like exactly as per real life, so it was kind of a spoiler that way. Not my favorite Assassin's Creed for sure. The boat stuff got a little bit boring after a while for me, but you know what? If this remake looks interesting, I might not be able to help myself. I might get in right away anyway.
Yeah. It'll be your Assassin's Creed since Valhalla, right? You skipped Mirage.
I wouldn't say I've skipped Mirage. I really want to play Mirage, but I have not played Mirage. Yeah. And I have not played Shadows either. Mirage is definitely the one I really want to play next. On account that it like literally happens in medieval Iraq. And I'm from Iraq, so it's kind of like, even if it's a garbage game, I have to play it.
Yeah.
Right? We don't get a lot of games set there. But that's Ubisoft, folks. Ubisoft is doing A-OK. Let us turn our attention to the Xbox Partner Preview that happened this week. This is the second time they do this, Durwin. They did another one of these last November. I remember. For some reason, in my mind, I had fonder memories of that one. It seemed like it was a bigger kind of event than this. But nonetheless, we can go through this. Durwin, did you end up watching this?
No, I didn't. I only saw bits and pieces from Reddit.
Okay.
I was catching up on.
Well, I'll quickly go through some of the announcements. I think the biggest announcement by far is the next game from the developer of Vampire Survivors.
That's the only thing I cared about when I was watching it.
Yeah. Titled Vampire Crawlers, which is a deck builder roguelike, presumably.
Yeah, deck builder roguelike. It looks pretty interesting.
It looks
I
really
love
interesting.
Vampire Survivors, as you know.
Yes, you are. You're the bigger Vampire Survivor stickers out of the two of us. I was not a big fan of Vampire Survivors when it came out. I tried it. Wasn't my thing, but I'm definitely interested in this. So I want to see. I want to see their take on a deck builder card game for sure.
It looks pretty hectic, like chaotic almost. Like with all the cards that the guy was holding in the gameplay, I was like, oh, this could be pretty fun. Like just comboing stuff constantly.
Like an end game run of a Vampire Survivors when you're doing really good, right? And everybody's getting killed and the shit's flying all over the air. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this is going to be like. Do we have a date on this, Durwin?
No, it says it'll be released when it's ready.
2026,
yeah. So we'll see. I'm super excited. It's on my wish list.
2026 game of the year.
We'll see. If 2026 is anywhere like 2025, we're gonna have a lot of games to play, and it looks like Xbox has their year pretty packed up too.
Yeah, dude, tell me about it. Yeah, Xbox has got a lot of games coming. Durwin, another announcement that we saw here that I am excited about is we got a release date for Reanimal, which is the co-op survival horror inside-like from the developer of Little Nightmares 1 and 2, not 3, which just came out not too long ago because 3 was there was a franchise move over to Supermassive Games, the developer of the Dark Pictures anthology or whatever. Little Nightmares 3 came out a month ago about to kind of like middle tier reviews. But this is from the original developers of Little Nightmares 1 and 2. It looks freaking great. It looks the best way to describe this is just go watch the trailer. It is like this kind of like 2D cute little like these mini people walking in this big world, but it's straight up a horror game. And you have to, survive. So we got a release date for this February 12th, so coming soon. Really excited for this one. Durwin, are you going to play this?
Probably not.
Are you going to play co-op with me?
Oh God, we do have to play Cosmic Invasion. We are counting down the days.
Few days,
December,
just a
is
week.
it December 2nd? December 4th?
December 1st, 1 week from today.
December 1st. Okay.
Literally 1 week.
So we got 3 days to finish it before Metroid comes out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can finish in one sitting, but
Yeah.
to do the multiple runs, we'll see.
We'll see.
Other announcements that we got here are we got a look at James Bond's car in 007 First Light.
Yes.
It is the Aston Martin Valhalla. I don't really, this doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not a car guy. Some people were really excited about this, but yeah, I'm excited for 007 First Light. I didn't really exactly understood.
I think it's just one of his like OG vehicles or something like that.
Must be from
tied
like,
to the whole franchise. Yeah.
And from the same developer, we got a look at an update to Hitman. Well, it's not Hitman 3 anymore. It's called Hitman World of Assassination, where everything's in one bundle. But there is a mission where Eminem hires you to assassinate Slim Shady. Did you see this?
His alter ego? Yeah. I did not see this.
Yeah, looks pretty cool. Then we got to look at a sequel to a game called Raji. I don't remember the subtitle, but this is another Raji Kali Yuga. I did play the first Raji a little bit. I don't think I ever beat it. But interesting cinematic trailer over here. So we'll see how that turns out. We got a announcement that Clover Pit will be available today on Xbox Game Pass. This is the slot machine Balatro-like.
I
don't know if you've seen this. It came out on Steam a couple of months ago. It had a little bit of, a few people were talking about it on Steam.
Okay. Yeah, it literally just looks like slot.
Yeah. Another game that we saw is Zoo Punk, which is like an action adventure, maybe more of an actiony game where you are a rabbit and you are fighting other anthropomorphic animals. Action looks really cool. It reminds me of a 2D game called Fist Forged in Shadow Torch or something like that I want to say came out 2-3 years ago now. I am not sure if that is in the same universe. I'm going to Google.
This one's an indie studio as well, Zoopunk.
Zoopunk, yeah, they are a Chinese studio if I'm not mistaken.
Rabbit action game Zoopunk was made by humans, not AI. So that's
there were accusations.
Promising.
There were accusations after the showcase that that this was an AI made game or something like that. But what was it? What am I trying to think here? Yeah, I can't seem to find if it has anything. Yeah, it is in the Fist universe. It must be in the same developer. Yeah, but basically the developer clapped back and said, no, absolutely not. Other games over here, Erosion. No, this is not. What is this called? Yeah, I don't know. There's a few of these. Erosion coming 2026. This is like that pixel. What's that? What's the word that you use for voxel? Yeah, that's what that one looks like. Total Chaos, a horror game launching on Game Pass the day after this was announced. Roadside Research, and there was Echo Generation 2. I didn't know there was an Echo Generation 1. And Crown Sworn, which looks like it's a 2D Metroidvania, potentially. It seems like it has some Hollow Knight Silk Song like platforming to it, which I don't know how that's going to set it apart from that. Dave the Diver is coming to Xbox with a new DLC. We got some gameplay reveal, a gameplay reveal trailer for The Mound Omen of Cthulhu, which seems like it's a co-op survival game. There was another horror game called Artemius or something like that.
Okay.
Armatus, yeah. Which actually, I mean, it's horror setting. I don't know if it's exactly horror. It looks like it's Destiny / Dark Souls. But I have saved best for last because we got a gameplay trailer for Tides of Annihilation, which is a game we've already seen before. This is kind of like the next one of those like you know,
Final Fantasy likes.
Final Fantasy slash. Well, the first trailer we saw, I thought it was more of those like East Asian kind of Souls likes. But looking at this, it seems way more Final Fantasy. And in fact, some people in online were calling it its art style Clair Obscure Expedition 33, but live action, not turn based. And I think I agree to some extent, but it does.
I agree. It looks more towards the Final Fantasy than the Clair Obscure, but
especially 16.
Yes,
it looks like Final Fantasy 16 a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited for this game. I wasn't like crazy excited when it first showed, but this, yeah,
it looks good.
It looks really good.
It looks really solid.
Yeah, it's set in London, I think. And then you summon the knights and stuff. I'm super excited.
Yeah. So that is the Xbox partner preview. We're probably going to get another Xbox event in the beginning of January. This seems to be the regular schedule with Xbox. They have their like developer direct in January. They have their big showcase at the same time as Summer Games Fest in June. They have an event at Gamescom, Opening Night Live, or they have their own Xbox event at Gamescom. And they have this. Plus, they have a bunch of IDs at Xbox during the year. And then finally, sometimes they show up at Game Awards. So we'll see. But we got some... that's the good news from Xbox. Do you want to hear the bad news, dear one?
Is it more layoff?
No. Moore's Law is dead. Released a video saying that he thinks that we should expect another Xbox price hike in coming weeks. And the reason is there has been a sharp increase in component costs.
Yes.
Something to do with DRAM contract prices have reportedly increased over 170% year over year, driven by a huge agreement signed by Samsung and SK in October, which will supply OpenAI with nearly half of the world's DRAM output for its Stargate data centers. Basically, so there's going to be shortages and price hikes because of this. And
have you seen? You're not like in tune with the whole PC part stuff, but DDR5 RAM is insane.
Really?
The price hikes are insane. It's basically doubled in price.
It's wild. That is wild.
Yeah, and it's expected to basically bring all computer parts along with it. So Nvidia is talking about Nvidia and AMD are thinking about getting rid of their lower selling graphics cards, and like storage is going to go up in price. Yeah, it's insane.
Dude, I lost your video.
Damn it. I'm back now, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so it is insane. People are basically paying double the price on RAM. Black Friday deal. If you are building a PC, you better build it quick, or at least buy your RAM quick.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to have effect? Okay, so Moore's Law is dead is saying that this is going to have an effect on Xbox because Microsoft has not planned for this properly. But he says he does not believe this is going to affect PlayStation because they've, as far as
all their units are probably made. Yeah,
they've prepared for this properly.
I think right before this podcast, I was literally reading an article saying that I think a 64 gigabyte kit of DDR5 RAM is more expensive than a PS5. That's insane.
Do you think this is going to have any effect on the pricing of the Steam Deck or the Steam machine?
The Steam machines, they're probably in production already. If they're targeting a cute
early 2026,
yeah, they probably have a lot of models created already. So I don't think immediately we'll see that. But
do you think it's like if you want a Steam machine, buy it now, sort of thing? Do you think it's that serious, or it's going to go up in price?
It's hard to say, right? Like RAM prices always typically drop. It might just be a short-term period until they figure out, supply. But if AI is taking up all this RAM, it's hard to say, right? It could be like the whole graphics card stuff from a few years back.
Yes, correct.
Where what is it, from like the 2080 to basically the 3000 series and a bit of the 4000 series for Nvidia, were basically unattainable if you wanted a high-end card.
Yeah, you couldn't get the high-end cards at all, yeah.
So who knows? Like the bigger gigabyte kits might be harder to come by and more expensive versus the low amounts, or maybe the manufacturers will just say like, what's the point of making this low amount when I can just make a large amount and sell to the AI companies, right?
Exactly.
So it's hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And everything's tied to DDR5 RAM, right? So like if this isn't corrected by the time that the next Xbox comes out, right? We are going to be paying even more than their egregious pricing that they want to put on it. Yeah, it's a concern.
I mean, if you want a Series X, I guess get it. I don't know. Yeah, I was just worried for the Steam Machine. We did actually get some news about the pricing for the Steam Machine this week, and they were saying they were going to price it like a PC and not a console, and that they are not going to take a hit on this.
Yeah,
there's going to be
it's confirmed that they're not taking any subsidies. Into account. They did say that the price to performance is still going to be very good.
Yeah, but don't expect basically a console.
Yeah, don't expect a really good deal. It will be basically if you bought your components on sale. Is from what I understood from that.
Yeah.
So,
and I think the next console generation we're going to see that across the board. Because Nintendo's already not doing this. We talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
PlayStation's going to have no competition. I don't think they're going to find any need to do this anymore.
Yeah, I think
they do, they'll take a lesser of a hit.
Yeah, I think all the manufacturers have realized that people are buying these things no matter if they're subsidizing it or not. So why? And also you have to think Sony doesn't have competition anymore. Why do you need to take a hit on your console if you don't have any competition? They can price it whatever they want.
Yeah. And speaking of Sony, actually, because they felt like they're not having that level of competition, and they started putting their games on PC, which happened a few years back. Reportedly, this is coming from Alena Analytics. They say that ever since PlayStation's put their first-party games on Steam, they've made over $1 billion in sales, in profit. Not sales, in actual profit.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I still think Sony is still going to do what they're doing with their PC releases. Only Stellar Blade 2 is going to be coming out to PC
correct.
As well.
It's going, I think. Yeah, I think they're going to go multi-platform next game.
Yeah.
It won't be a PlayStation day one. So we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens with this Xbox pricing. But sticking with Xbox, Windows 11 has added Xbox full screen capability to PCs, similar to what you should experience on some of these handheld consoles, like the Asus Xbox ROG Ally X.
Yeah, so you still have to sign up for the Insiders program, and you basically gain access to it without having to mess around with any additional settings. Nice. So give it a try. There is like a FSE app or something like that allows you to choose what your launch program for the full screen experience is, because the only default one that Microsoft has out of the box for that update is the Xbox app. So, yeah, if you want like Armory Crate or like some of the other launchers, that you can set it up with that app as well, just for people that are tinkering around with it.
Durwin, let us move on to some news about Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which has not been having a great time. I think we kind of all knew this was going to happen this year coming into the release of this game. The marketing push wasn't as strong compared to Black Ops 6 last year. That was like all the talk leading into the fall season. This was the big Battlefield year where EA got their act all together and started Battlefield Studios to push out Battlefield 6. Came out to good reviews, both user and critic, and people are enjoying that game. And then Arc Raiders followed up in October the end of October. Excellent game. I mean, that's all the talk of the town. Our creators, I think, has recently surpassed Battlefield 6's concurrent player count, and Battlefield 6 is the best Battlefield with regards to concurrent player count on Steam to date. Black Ops 7 is literally the worst user-rated Call of Duty game on Metacritic. I think it's like at 1.7 or something, right? So there are news that its sales aren't doing as great. Its sales are down 63% in Europe compared to Battlefield 6 and 50% down on Black Ops. Yeah, on Battlefield 6 and 50% down on Black Ops 6. So from these numbers, we could kind of assume that it's not doing so great. Yeah. Obviously, there's the whole Game Pass aspect because that's opened up a new avenue for people to play this game. There was talks that even Black Ops 6 didn't sell that great because of the Game Pass.
Yeah, there was an article earlier today as well that in Japan, and this is one of their worst launches in the whole 20-year history of Call of Duty as well.
Yeah. So there's definitely more competition this year. This is not something we're going to see every year. We're not going to see another Battlefield next year. We're not going to see another, our creators. There might be some multiplayer coming around the corner, but yeah, not the strongest, it seemed like, Call of Duty in the marketing push or the strongest idea.
Yeah.
Plus,
yeah. Do you think Black Ops is going to take a break for next year?
Well, they have to. I mean, it's been 2 years in a row. This is a rare occurrence. Like Treyarch's put out 2 years in a row. And I don't know. Like, it's got to be Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward. Presumably Infinity Ward next. They've not released a game in 4 years now. One was a Modern Warfare 2 was Infinity Ward. Modern Warfare 3 was Sledgehammer Games. That was the year that there was supposed to be no Call of Duty. They said they were going to skip that year. And Modern Warfare 3 was technically supposed to just be a DLC for Modern Warfare 2. But no, they ended up spinning it off into its full big thing, releasing it. That Call of Duty did not do great at all, Modern Warfare 3. Then they came out with Black Ops 6, which actually did, fan-wise, received much praise. And Black Ops 7 is this one. So it's been Treyarch 2 years in a row. So pretty rare. I imagine it's Infinity Ward's turn next. Yeah, otherwise, like, there was this cool end game mode that you could play after you beat the campaign, but because the campaign got like such bad reviews or whatever, they've decided to detach it from the campaign. So now you could play this end game mode outside of the campaign. The campaign itself is a mess. It's the co-op campaign, but it requires an always online connection, even if you're playing by yourself, and even if you're playing with nobody, and you cannot pause the game at all. Even if you're playing by yourself. I saw a video online of a dude who was like, I had to go because like my baby was crying or something. And so he like hid in a corner in the game to go like deal with his baby. He was playing the campaign by himself solo. Hid in a corner because he can't pause it to deal with the baby. Comes back and finds out he was like disconnected because his like the server timed out.
Oh yeah, it idled out. So have you played any of the Black Ops 7 campaign?
I have started playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I have not touched the campaign at all. I have only exclusively played multiplayer.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of footage of like that final boss, and it looks so bad. I'm like,
yeah, that's just the one where
I want to see you defend the campaign this year.
The woods is being eaten by a Venus flytrap or whatever. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's in store for Call of Duty next year, but this year, I mean, I bet you they still made money. Like, they're okay.
Yeah, probably.
They'll be fine. But speaking of Call of Duty 7, I felt like this week going through news stories, Durwin, there was a lot of AI talk. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was one of those games. Apparently, it is filled with generative AI art, which, okay, this is, and I'm going to go into this more detail, this story, because, this has really become a polarizing issue in kind of tech in the world in general, but in video games as well. The use of AI or generative AI, people are worried about people losing their jobs, people getting laid off. Krafton said they were going to be an AI first company recently. There's a plethora of news stories coming out of this, but basically the calling cards are basically just
All
Gen
Gen
AI.
8'd.
They're all
Yeah.
Gen AI. So, yeah, interesting stuff. And that's not all. Like, it felt like the whole week there was just news stories. Ubisoft's Anno 117 had AI generated art, which Ubisoft came out and apologized for. They said it was a placeholder that slipped through the review process. Apparently, they said they use this generative art just as placeholders before they go in and make something human made. And they said this one slipped through. But at the same time, they announced an AI experiment called Teammates, which is a playable research project that's more than just talk. It basically it helps people shift games from 2D to 3D is what I'm understanding. Like, no, he's comparing it. He's saying this is a shift in the equivalent of shifting games from 2D to 3D, like in the 90s when games became 3D. He's saying that's how much of a technological leap. Oh, okay, sorry. I read this as backwards, but what it is basically AI NPCs.
Okay.
Who are going to be AI like chatbots or voice assisted to create depth in gameplay when you go and talk to them. So he is comparing it to the change from 2D games to 3D games. Which is interesting.
Okay.
Look, yo, we didn't put any AI art in Anno 117 this week. And then they're like, yo, we're doing this thing where we're like doing this research project to see if we can make AI NPCs. So there's that. And there was an interview with one of the developers from Dispatch calling AI a creative solutions for developers who aren't creative. He's taking a shot at using like AI for creative purposes. He seemed to be okay with it with regards to dealing with menial tasks, speeding them up and stuff like that, but he believed the creative elements should be exclusively to the left to the creators themselves. And finally, there was an interview with the Helldiver Studio CEO, the Arrowhead CEO, where they asked him about his opinion on AI art in, not AI art, sorry, AI voice acting in our creators. There are AI generated voices in our creators. So he basically said, he's like, why can't we have a middle ground about this? Why is it always like, polarizing? Why is it like black and white? What's the middle ground? So I really don't know what the middle ground is. So Darren, I'm going to ask you what the middle ground is and what you think about all this. What do you think about AI being used for voice acting, for generative art, as we've seen in Anno 117 and Black Ops 7? What do you think about it being used with this NPC sort of thing? Like, that's scary to me. Like AI NPCs where it's like, we didn't even create these NPCs. We didn't write them. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. I think NPCs are kind of cool. I would like to see how one would work because I would assume that each model would have to be very small for each NPC. So there's probably only a limited amount of things that they actually would talk to you about. Generative art in video games, I don't think that's like the biggest issue. I think it's an issue if everything is AI generated, right? Like, I don't care if a poster in like some sort of thing is just AI generated, right? Like, I'm not going to spend more than a minute or more than a few seconds looking at it, so I have no issue with it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because it's Pandora's box, really. It's open. It's going to happen. And I think eventually it gets to a point where the whole thing is AI generated, the entire game. I think it gets to a point where everybody is made redundant. And at that point, do I really want to play that game anymore? You know what I mean?
I think what would happen is that we're going to swing hard and everything will be AI generated. And then we are going to take a sharp turn where, because of this uncanny valley, Like, you know how things like in AI
But if it gets
very
good
weird.
enough, do you think the average person really cares about who made this video game if it's fun to play?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
If you make an AI generated Fortnite entirely and that like blows up, everybody just plays that. Nobody works on that game. It's just a computer model that fixes itself. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy. I don't understand how far away we are from this. But it's a Pandora's box thing. And then even as far as like the generative art, like it's like the endgame capitalism thing where it's like, okay, like the idea is there's supposed to be some level of trickle down economics. These guys on the top, they make all this money, but the idea is they need the people on the bottom to help them make the money. You know what I mean? And so that money makes its way down to the bottom. Well, if you have generative art, generative like AI art, well, the first thing is like the intellectual propertiness of it. Because
there's a
from
huge
the web. It's just taking stuff from the web and slamming it together,
gray
right?
area.
Yeah, that's a huge gray area. The intellectual property, that's one thing. The other thing is, at what point do you not need any more visual design artists? Nobody is an artist at a video game studio. There's just someone who gives it the prompts. The director of the game just says, I want this. No, change this. No, do this. No, do that. You get to a point where, what do you need these people for? So that's what's happening. Everything, like aside from AI, everything is becoming so mechanized and automated that eventually, I mean, like, maybe I'm getting carried away. I'm talking more about like a human condition sort of thing, an end game capitalism thing where it's like, does anyone even have a job anymore?
Yeah. Everybody's.
It feels very dystopian. It feels very cyberpunky. If you're going to do that, you don't need voice actors anymore, right? You don't need, you get to a point where you don't need anybody. It just keeps going and going and going. Like I you know what I mean? Like Pandora's box is out. Like these people are all about reducing costs, maximizing profits. That's it. They're not going to not do that because of something else. So it's going to be down to the gamer to vote with their dollars. And I do not have any hope that they will. I think the majority of gamers will not be bothered really by this. There's going to be a few niche people. Maybe it'll be like indie games that come out. This is made by a human being. Be really interested. But like it'll get to a point where I don't know like how we're going to clap back. It's just going to, I don't know. I mean, listen, we use AI at the Slow Run Cast. You use AI. I don't even know how to use AI. I've never been on ChatGPT. Anytime that freaking Google Copilot stuff comes out, I just skip it and I go to the bottom. I don't even care. I don't use any of that. But I get it. You use AI to like, you know, go through your video and find out specific sections in the video that you want to cut out to make a short, right? We record an hour or 2 hour podcast. Instead of listening to the whole thing again to try and find, you know, that timestamp of when we talked about this thing, you could get it to search to find that timestamp and cut it out. Okay, right? It's not like we're making any money off this. If we were, then we could hire someone to, you know, I personally, if we were making a profit out of this, I personally would rather hire someone to do all the art design for the thumbnails or whatever, right? But you know, we're limited in time, and neither me and you are artists or anything like that. So there's different perspectives. And at what point in time do you want to use it to reduce the menial tasks at a development company so that they can do the fun stuff? You know what I mean? Like we talked about that Q&A stuff that's happening in Square Enix. They're saying 70% Q&A. Like if that 70% Q&A is the 70% of stuff that maybe the Q&A person doesn't really even want to deal with anyway, right? Like your player got stuck in some little ledge thingy over here because there's whatever in the geometry. That's like one aspect of Q&A that like, maybe we want to automate this and just like, you know, reduce this
where
menial
an
task.
actual person plays through like the actual experience
and tries to like break everything in the game. Whereas the actual person could like focus on the human things. Like, you know, like this line doesn't really make any sense in this conversation. Why would this be here? This doesn't look like it belongs here is one of the options. You know, something along the sort of like that or something.
Yeah, or adding more depth or something like that.
Or the color scheme is off on this place, like that kind of Q&A. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where we land. But I don't think that there's no place for AI in development. I also don't want it to be completely AI.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. I feel like it's an all in or all out, and we're in. and nobody's going to go out on this. Nobody's going to turn back on this. This is happening. It's going to happen. How are we going to deal with it? And I don't feel like there's any like government or regulation or anything like that that's trying to deal with this properly. Because it's going to get to a point where it's going to be pretty wild, bro. Like, I mean, I don't even... Have you seen some of these videos? Like, video evidence is not going to be permissible in court pretty soon here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The AI or deepfakes and AI in terms of video editing stuff has definitely come a long way.
Yeah. But I do have one funny AI news story to tell you to close off this story here.
All right.
You remember what's been happening with the Subnautica 2 leads that got fired by Crafton, right?
Yes.
So the whole thing was that they wanted their game to come out into early access, but the Crafton CEO did not want. He wanted them to delay the game because apparently there was a clause where it would trigger a $250 million bonus for them if their development team hit a milestone at a certain time. And the CEO was trying to
snake his way out of it, really.
He was basically trying to tamper with their ability to release a game. Like, imagine the CEO of the publisher is trying to tamper with one of the development studios under him to delay a game so that he doesn't have to pay them a cash payout. And so then they went to court. Then they got fired, let go with reasonable cause. And the reasonable cause was basically saying they were absent ever since the development studio got purchased, and they weren't like good leaders or whatever. Long story short, apparently in court, it came out. I mean, I don't know how reputable this is, but they're saying that the CEO of Crafton asked ChatGPT how he can get out of paying the studio heads for the Subnautica game the $250 million bonus.
Oh my god!
Which is crazy stuff. Imagine you just went on ChatGPT. How can I not pay this to them? Apparently, ChatGPT told them it's going to be hard doing that, even if he delays the game and even if he fires them. That's what ChatGPT said to him.
But he did it, Bo. He did it anyways. I think he was right then over ChatGPT, right?
Well, we'll see. It's in court right now, so we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Subnautica due for release next year.
Yeah, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Should have already been out in early access if they didn't.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving along. We got some news from a partnership between Epic Games and Unity, whereby we will see Unity games within Fortnite. This is something Epic Games has really been trying to push recently, where they want people to develop games in Fortnite. It to almost become a Roblox thing. Mm-hmm. They've tinkered last year with a few, there was the Lego Fortnite. There was the racing Fortnite thing. Mm-hmm. There was that Fortnite Ballistic, which is like the Counter-Strike Fortnite. There was the Guitar Hero Fortnite or whatever. But Unity developers will be able to publish their games into Fortnite starting next year. So that's one aspect. In turn, and I don't understand this exactly, Durwin, so maybe help me out. Unity's cross-platform commerce platform is going to Unreal Engine. I don't know what that means.
But I thought Unreal Engine was owned by Epic Games.
Yeah. Unreal Engine so it's a partnership between Unity and Epic Games. But Unreal Engine is Epic Games product.
Yeah.
Whatever these, I don't know, are these like Unity assets or something that are going to Unreal Engine?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
It's called Cross-Platform Commerce Management for Game Developers Worldwide.
Is that the ability? Is that the store that sells assets?
Yeah, as app stores opens globally, game developers will be able to control their own unified digital stores across mobile, web.
Yeah, because I know that there's some people that sell like basically packs of assets to game developers.
I think
that's so that they don't. Be. Yeah, it must be that.
Yeah. So maybe you could use these assets in Unreal Engine.
And yeah, interesting.
Yep. Durwin, we got some updates to some games that are already out. Ghost of Yote is getting a new game plus with the new trophies starting today, I think.
Yep, it just dropped.
It
I
just
saw
dropped
the
today.
patch notes.
So New Game Plus, there's going to be a harder difficulty option, believe it or not, compared to Lethal already. 30 new cosmetic items from a new vendor with a specific currency called Ghost Flowers. There's going to be new charms, weapon dyes, armor skins, and there's going to be some level of ability to replay missions, and I believe some of them are the duels, which is dreams answered for me. I could go back and freaking, like, the boss rush mode that I wanted for all the duels.
Yeah.
So I've been in a video game hump since we both finished Ghost of Yotei, Durwin. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been able to really start and finish anything. So I might just go back.
You're not done. You're not done with the world of Ghost of Yotei.
No. I might just run that New Game Plus.
Yeah, I've only really played Hades 2, and I've only got a few runs in it. It's been hard, but I was finally able to start a new game today, and we'll maybe mention it later. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I think I'm going to try it right after we get off here. Another game getting an update. Mafia: The Old Country is getting a new content updates for first-person driving mode, a photo mode, a classic difficulty mode. I'm not exactly sure what that means in the from probably something from the previous Mafia games. New weapons, charms, cars, and outfits, and this expansion that adds car and horse race challenges. This is a game that I missed from this year. I did buy a copy. I was gonna play it in August when it came out. I was really excited for it, looking forward to it. But it was at the same time that Battlefield 6 beta came out, and I just got lost in the sauce with the Battlefield 6. So
I'm probably gonna get lost in the sauce for the Token beta.
Oh, when is that? Is that this weekend?
Yes, that is the weekend of December 5th, and my girlfriend is away to Mexico, so I'm gonna be playing video games all weekend.
I should tell my wife to go with your girlfriend to Mexico and take the kids too. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun for you, man.
Yeah, it will be a mix between Metroid and just trying to hammer through Token and see if I like it.
Yeah, Metroid. That's next week, man.
Yeah.
You order that copy. I thought this was really interesting. This may not be interesting to most of the listeners, but EA Sports says there will be no F126, and F125 is getting a paid 2026 season expansion instead. I think I've been one to say on the podcast that it might be time to abandon the annual release sports game. The only reason why maybe they haven't abandoned them yet is because of, money. People will just buy the new FIFA anyway. But we've gotten to a point where it's really just an update. Like, the technological advancement has got slimmer and slimmer. It's just really roster updates and some other, jersey updates and whatever it is for the year. So a paid expansion every year for a free-to-play maybe game, has like a base game, whatever, seems really...
I feel like the money is still like there, because then you're not charging people for a full game, but you're also not paying for distribution costs, printing costs, advertisement costs, because really your target audience is already bought into your game, right? You just sell them basically a battle pass for however many dollars, and you use the same assets anyways. Yeah.
I get it depends on them, depends on what's profitable to them. I think we're at a point in the video game world where there's only really two things that are like annual installments. Sports simulators from EA or from 2K, and Call of Duty. So I think other games would still be releasing annual installments if they could, frankly. But because development costs and development times have soared over the last console generations, it's becoming harder and harder to do that. And that's why we don't see, as many games as before. Insomniac was putting out a game every year in the PlayStation 2 era. Now Insomniac is a good output studio, I would say, and they're releasing like a game every 3 years, 4 years. So I don't know, with the sports simulators, how long is it going to last? Same with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a little bit different because the game is actually kind of different. Like there's different assets, different maps, different campaign. Like they got to create that. So the fact they're still doing it annually is because they actually can. They have the manpower and the money to do it. And it's not really annually because it's 3 studios.
Yeah, that take on the task. Yeah.
And they just release every 3 years. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if this is an omen for something else or if this is specifically for the F-26. But they are saying there's going to be some other new F1 experience in 2027. So we're going to expect something big in 2027. And I think maybe that's going to be like, I don't know if it's going to be the next full game or maybe it's going to be like the jump to the next thing from the annual installment.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, so Durwin, we got a look. I'm going to turn my attention to some Nintendo news. We got a look at some photos from the Legend of Zelda live action movie. Did you take a look at this?
Yeah, I saw that.
Looks really cool. I don't even care about Zelda.
Really?
I'm glad this isn't a green screen. They're filming this in New Zealand?
Yes, they are filming it in New Zealand. I don't know if I'm sold on this.
I am very happy. There's no green screen here. They put them in natural habitat. They put them in Middle Earth, aka New Zealand. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they added a new actress to the roster as well. Deshen Lackman.
She is.
Who is known for her appearance in Severance. Recognize her at all?
I need to watch Severance. Yeah. It looks, I don't know, man. I actually like the cast too. I know they were saying that these 2 actors were somewhat of an unknown. Bo Bragason as Zelda and Benjamin even Ainsworth as Link. I think they both fit. They match.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't as sold for the video. I want to see a full trailer.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I showed my wife a meme that I saw on the internet where it was like, "Oh my god, they're going woke too on this video game adaptation. They made Zelda a girl."
Zelda was always a girl.
Yeah.
She is the princess.
For those who don't
know,
you play
as Link.
Yeah. There's people pissed.
That's funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Durwin, there is a Texas-based developer hired by Nintendo to make more Switch 2 versions of Switch 1 games. They are doing 4 in particular: Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, which I'm excited for, Super Mario 3D World, which I love a lot as well, and ARMS. So they've done ports for Nintendo in the past. So yeah, it looks like Nintendo really wants to carry over a lot of their games. We've been seeing this. I mean, they started with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 versions. We got Animal Crossing coming in the new year. Switch 2 version of that. So yeah, I think we're going to see more and more of this.
I mean, as long as they're not charging more than $20 per.
It's going to be $15. It's probably going to be, I don't know, Canadian? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some of these games I wouldn't care to play again. So,
is there a game that you want a Switch 2 version of? Whether you
no, not really.
There's nothing.
Not really.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the Switch 1 was a terrible machine for third party, but for first party Nintendo games, everything they put on
right. I can't think of anything that. I mean, obviously, the original Hyrule Warriors. Right?
Yes. Yeah, that one was.
That would be one. We already got the Zelda ones, so those were the big ones. Pokemon Arceus, I'm never gonna go back to. After ZA.
We're still waiting on a ZA review from you, Durwin.
Oh my god!
Give it 10 second ZA review. Go.
10 second. Okay. World is bland as hell. it is the laziest thing I've ever seen. There's just the stores aren't stores. There's just people standing in front of a JPEG image door. The jungle, the scaffolding that you're climbing up is complete garbage. This is not anything tricky, and the items that you get are garbage. The battle zones are tiny and annoying. Uh, let's see. The NPCs are crap. The story is crap. The only cool thing is, like, I guess seeing the Pokemon out in the wild, but Arceus did it better because you were actually in a wide landscape. This is one of the laziest Pokemon games I've ever seen. Is my final review. The ending was, I wish they did more with the ending. I wish they made like half the story part of the ending. I don't know.
Review out of 10.
I don't know, like a 4.
You heard it, folks. You're already being attacked in the comments by the Pokemon fanboys. So you're gonna cut this out. You're gonna make this 10-second review. You're real.
I will. I mean, I stand by it. This is lazy, and I mean, we have to hold Nintendo responsible for
You're
this.
not holding anyone responsible. They're gonna do it again, again.
They're for sure gonna do it again. We talked about it
last week. Best-selling game of the year, dude. Sir
yeah,
Connor was saying
crazy.
It's the best-selling game of the year. They're gonna do it again and again and again. And the more you people buy those stupid Pokemon games, the more they're gonna freaking release a game they've spent literally a fraction, a percentage of what PlayStation spends on a first-party game. Nothing, like 2% of the amount to release a mid-tier PS2 looking video game that you guys are gonna drop $100 for and gobble up every single time. Yes. You give them no incentive to change. They're gonna keep doing it again and again and again.
And then they're also gonna sell you DLC. I think they really learned from Sword and Shield that people will buy these DLC packs.
They're gonna gobble it up
like candy. And they've just they've implemented it. Like they were so ballsy. A DLC pack before the game is even released.
They announced it with that. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Insane. I mean, they did it with Bonanza 2. It's like Bonanza came out and they're like, "Oh, surprise, we have DLC." It's like, you pieces of goddamn. You could have released that with the game.
They waited though.
They wait. You're right. They waited till the game was out and then said, "Oh, we got a DLC coming in like a month," or it was like a shadow drop. It's like, "Oh, so this means you had the DLC ready."
Oh yeah, they 100% did.
Yeah. So these guys had the DLC out done before the base game.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I don't know. This left one of the worst experiences. Like Sword and Shield, I actually kind of enjoyed. Arceus, I kind of enjoyed.
Didn't that one have performance problems? Wouldn't you want to see a PS?
Scarlet and Violet did.
Scarlet and Violet, sorry.
Yeah, I never played. I thought they were too similar to Sword and Shield, so I just never bothered playing. But like for the most part, all the other like first party Nintendo games performed really well on the Switch. So I don't really need to see that. I don't need to see a Luigi's Mansion 3 on a Switch 2 edition, or
there's the Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder coming out. Mario Wonder is literally my game of 2023. I loved that game. I loved every minute of that game.
But did it run bad that it requires a Switch 2 edition?
It was crisp. It was great. That game looked great. And the only reason I'm getting that Switch 2 version is because there's more content. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. If the Switch 2 edition comes with basically a DLC, I think that's fair. Like, you know, hands down, like you pay your $15, you get the upgraded version. You played this game already. That's totally fair. But if it's literally an FPS bump and you're charging $15 for that, not for me.
Yeah, not for me.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, is this for you? 2013 Tomb Raider reboot has been given a surprise Switch and Switch 2 release for $20.
That was so weird. They launched it and then they basically had a sale. The Black Friday sale came up and it was already discounted. It was so strange. It is not for me. I don't need to replay Tomb Raider on a Switch, but it is really crazy to see that to see
See,
that title on a Switch.
well, Silent Hill 2 just came to the Xbox, and it came out just before the Black Friday sale, and it's already 50% off on Xbox. So that's
Crazy. Yeah.
I've been noticing sometimes they put these games on sale before they come out as like a pre-order sale.
Yeah.
You get like 10% off if you pre-order it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because then they save you from buying it again or buying it at 50% off in a few months. Right? I think a lot of these games are all about like the day one sales. And then like they depending on how big of a how big of a decrease in sales, they ramp up the discount like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I got most of the news. There's a couple of things I want to clear up here. 31 developers have been laid off at Avalanche Liverpool after they have closed Avalanche Liverpool, which is one of the branches of Avalanche Studios, the developer behind Just Cause, and that was recently working on Contraband, the co-op open world game that they were developing for Microsoft. One of the games that Microsoft canceled. So that is unfortunate. 31 people lost their jobs. The whole development studio shut. This was one of the games where they tried to save, I think they were saying, right? That was the Perfect Dark game that didn't get saved. They were trying to save that one
Yeah, I don't know about Contraband, but
yeah, unfortunate. And I think we're just going to see more and more of these coming down the line. So another story here is Fortnite's Tarantino season, which Fortnite are really killing it, dude. They had a Springfield, like a home Sims.
Yeah.
Theme.
I saw the videos on that.
It looks pretty crazy.
Wild.
It looks pretty crazy. I was even thinking about downloading it for a sec there. But next season, which is literally next month, is going to be a Kill Bill theme, and they're going to release a never seen before uncut version from the movie. An uncut scene that didn't make it to the base movie is going to be released as part of this Fortnite season.
Crazy.
And like Quentin Tarantino was out there like saying all this. So crazy stuff, man. Like Fortnite.
Is that to basically coincide with the Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair coming to? Oh yes, it is,
Yeah,
because
it is.
Yeah, so Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair is like all of the movies or the two movies for Kill Bill
they're
coming back to theater. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Durwin, do you know who the fourth most streamed female French artist is in 2025?
The most streamed French artist? That's very specific. It is very
specific. It is the vocalist from Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Is it?
Yeah, sure is. Yeah.
Crazy.
She's charting number 4th according to Billboard France, followed by I don't know these artists' names, but number 2 or number 3? No, number 2 is also a vocalist on Arcane League of Legends. So a lot of video game reference going on over there. But I saw this and I was like, that's some crazy stuff.
It is definitely going to win soundtrack of the year.
Oh, buddy, you best believe it. Erwin, did you see this alleged copycat of God of War 2018?
Yes, as a Bollywood movie. Yes.
So there's this. It's literally frame for frame.
Yeah.
So apparently there's a 2024 Indian animated film called Mahavatar Narash, which I don't know, I guess this went under the radar since it's 2024. But there is a fighting scene. It's an animated film. Straight up, it's straight up copy and paste from the Baldur fight. From the iconic Baldur fight in 2018 God of War that you start the game off to when you're like 2 hours into the game or whatever. Yeah, it's obviously different characters, different setting, different environment, but the animations are frame by frame.
Like the same action sequences occur. It's crazy.
Exactly. Nuts. What else do I got here for this week? So, we've been talking a lot about Arc Raiders and what it's been charting, and Battlefield 6 and what it's been charting on Steam. But I found this interesting. What do you think right now, after all of this kind of competition we've been seeing this year? We had the crazy Hollow Knight Silk Song that smashed the Steam charts and was also like, you couldn't buy it on any store. Arc Raiders right now, week after week, the concurrent player count just keeps going up. But I think, Derwin, you might have forgot the game that actually topped the charts above all else, and it came out this year, that everybody seemed to have forgotten about. More concurrence than Hollow Knight Silk Song, more concurrence than Battlefield 6, more concurrence than Arc Raiders. What do you think? It had a highest Steam peak of 747,000 players.
The most concurrent, higher than...
More than Schedule 1, more than Silk Song, more than Arc Raiders, more than Battlefield 6.
More than all of those?
Came out this year. It's crazy because you forgot this game exists.
What game is this?
Monster Hunter Wilds. It is
Oh,
crazy.
jeez. Yeah.
That game is like Echoes now. It's like complete 360. The hype for that was insane. And now it's just dead.
Did he even get a nomination?
It did.
I mean, this is leading to the
next episode, but
episode.
Yeah. No, it did. Yeah.
It did, hey?
Yep.
Yeah. I felt like last year or the year before, right? Whatever Monster Hunter game before actually got a few more nominations than this one.
That was 2019. You're thinking
right?
About the last big main entry was 2019. That was Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yeah.
But there's been Monster Hunter Rise in between.
Yeah.
I think that was like the Switch exclusive that then came to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of those games had more nominations. I don't know. This one just clearly didn't hit for people, especially PC players. So, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the PC performance thing, that's one thing altogether. Like, that's something that people were complaining about. And honestly, they could not get it fixed. And I don't think it's still fixed till now. They could not get that game fixed. So, it's crazy, the turn of events. I don't know. Maybe they'll get back with a big expansion or something. Durwin, did you see this GameStop Trade Anything Day in December?
Yes. It is not here in Canada.
Yeah, because recently, Canada GameStop went independent again, became EB Games again. They were bought out by someone from
French,
Montreal.
Yeah.
So we will not be getting this, but this is insane. December 6th, literally trade anything.
I can't wait to see all the news stories from this. But yeah, apparently they're obviously not taking like certain items, but apparently you could trade anything. And people are already speculating that a lot of these things will basically have to be told no because people do weird things, man.
Literally, dude, it said don't bring in radioactive waste or alcohol. But you could bring in stuff like even taxidermied animals.
Yeah. Yeah. They said that they would take that specifically. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, here, let me try and find a list of things that you cannot trade. Hazardous waste or material, chemicals, liquids, lithium-ion batteries or items containing lithium-ion batteries, weapons and ammo, dead or alive animals, taxidermy items are valid for trade, alcohol, tobacco, drugs or pharmaceuticals, legal or not, computers such as desktop, laptops, notebooks, one-in-ones, minis, workstations, e-readers, tablets, thin clients, smart displays, virtual reality headsets with built-in processor, interactive flat panel displays with built-in processor, excluding certain MacBooks GameStop normally accepts in trade. That's interesting, no computers. Computer peripherals intended for use with a computer and weighing less than 100 pounds. That's interesting why they wouldn't take this.
It's probably because I think it's too specific and they're probably worried about people complaining and fighting with the employees on like what this thing is worth, right? Because like these people won't know if the parts are actually what's inside the computer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they basically just don't want to take your e-waste garbage, I feel.
They don't want to have to pay the recycling bill for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Derwin,
I wonder what these things will cost. Like, what if I trade in, I don't know, this Coke can?
recycling 5 cents.
I feel like I feel like they'll probably give you that.
Yeah, Derwin,
But yeah,
I want. Yeah, we'll see. This is gonna be hilarious.
so
December
weird.
6th, I think the
I
date is.
can't wait.
Yeah. Derwin, I want to end off by reminding listeners that there are Black Friday sales everywhere for this week, and actually, you can get, unlike the Xbox consoles, you could get like 100 USD off PS5 consoles and PSVR 2. I think it's even a little bit more here in Canada. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
show
like one of
you.
the cheapest times to buy PS5 right now.
Yeah, so
Kind of.
the PlayStation, including the Pro, the Pro's on sale too.
Yes, I think the Pro is like $849 here in Canada.
Yeah, which is regular like 960 or something like that. So
Yep. A lot of the time, subscription for PS Plus is 33% off.
if you are not subscribed,
Yeah.
which is that BS.
Somebody was able to get it on theirs. I don't know how they did it,
I
but
so this is what
give it a
happens.
Google.
I've seen this before. If you're not subscribed, they'll give you the 30% off, right? When that sale comes.
Hmm.
Which I think in the future, what I'm gonna do is coming up to holidays, because I think mine's gonna renew in March. I won't do it. Maybe I'll do monthly or something
Hmm.
until the holidays come. And like I won't be subscribed, so then I'll get the 30% off. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe for the year, and it'll come to an end just before the sale ends for the next year, sort of thing. So I could get it on sale again. Because yeah, the other thing you could do is you can upgrade if you were already subscribed to any of the tiers. The upgrade for the rest of the year for the whatever tier you want to upgrade will be 30% off.
Hmm. Yeah, and then I picked up a $200 Nintendo credit cards, or like the, you know, Nintendo e credits or whatever, and I was able to get a $20 Walmart gift card. So that definitely helps with the
Nice.
cost. That works out to be a 16% or something like that discount. Games are discounted. Astrobot is $50. Stellar Blade is $50. Ghost of Tsushima is 40, I think. A bunch of Nintendo Switch games are $50, I think, right now, or 40. Can't remember.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff out there. Just follow the Babbins and find.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Babbins. He'll tell you all the deals on X there or Twitter.
But
Well,
yeah, I think the only other thing I want to tell you real quick is I have not been able to play Deadpool VR, even though we said that this month is VR month.
yeah,
I don't know how far you are in Luminous Arise.
not very far. I have
Yeah,
been able to, but not very far.
but I booted up my Quest 3 the day before Deadpool was supposed to come out, and my right controller unpaired itself from the headset, and I could not reset it for the life of me. I tried all the like troubleshooting stuff, and basically end of the day I had to ship it back to Facebook. So
It sucks.
that's pretty shitty considering this Quest 3 is basically brand new.
Yeah, it's the one you bought
Like,
less than a year ago.
yeah, like I only had it for a few months because I had a 3S before. Um, yeah, it's just crazy to me that the controller just broke.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say that the customer service is pretty good. I didn't get like some sort of robot. I was able to speak to someone real. I shipped it out. The controller was received the next day in Toronto, but I'm still waiting for a replacement.
Okay. So do you have a time frame as to when you can expect that?
Nope, they haven't contacted me since, so I will update you, but it's been pretty shitty.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe it unpaired itself and like it just wouldn't like reconnect. It's so strange.
Weird. There's no way like a dock or USB or dongle or something that connects to
Well,
it.
the thing is there is no connection for it. Like
Hmm.
the only thing that you have access to is a battery slot, and then from there is just this. I think this is how they connect to it. It's like
Hmm.
a three-prong magnetic thing,
Hmm.
but I have no access to it.
Well, we're just going to have to wait for your Marvel or Deadpool VR review. That is it for us this week, but stay tuned. We're going to record our special episode. But if you liked what you listened to, please leave us a like, a comment, even if it's a negative one. We appreciate it. A share, a subscribe, whatever you like at The Slow Run Cast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thanks for joining us, and we are out.